What's up Saab fans around the world, and welcome back to another video. Today is a pretty exciting one. Today we are going to install a boost gauge, and this is really important. This is one of the most important steps in like the whole build to have in your cockpit. What you see all the time. It's nice to have track on the boost at all times, so you see if the boost doesn't hit what it usually hits, you know something is wrong, so you can try to prevent any damage to happen. So we're going to install this one, and I'm going to talk a little bit around everything during the installation, and we're going to do it in a pretty special way. I think you will like it. And in the end of this video I'm going to announce a giveaway, so stay tuned to the end and let's go! So this is a little bit of the pieces that we are going to use today. Of course we need a boost gauge. This is really basic, but it works quite well. And we are going to install it in the A-pillar. And I have chosen one of these, so I have a place for another gauge. And that is going to be the wideband lambda. Because in my opinion those two are the most important to keep track of. Of course you can add like oil temp and oil pressure and all of this stuff, but the boost pressure and the lambda is really crucial to have full visibility of. At least the lambda. The boost is just really nice to have. This adds like at least 10 imaginary horsepower, so that is a must. And you can install it with one of these to set it right on the dashboard, but I don't really like this. I'm not a big gauge guy, so I like as few as possible and out of the way. So the A-pillar is a really smooth and nice installation for me. So to install this we are going to use some rivets, and to install the gauge we need some vacuum hose, 4mm, and a T-piece to connect to the other vacuum lines, and some wiring. And this is really simple. I'm not the best like electrician, but this is really simple. It's something that all of you can do, and all you need to have is a Saab with a turbo. Then you can get a boost gauge, and it's super awesome to keep track of the boost. Even if you're not boosting much, like let's say 0.8 bars, it's always cool to see that meter go like whoosh. So let's start. To access in the car we're just gonna remove this right here, the cover, and then push from the back on this right here. Then we have like full access to the cables right here. Then we're gonna pop this piece right under here. It sits with 3 visible T25 Torx. One right here, one in the middle, and one far at the end. And we also need to undo the OBD connector, which also sits with 2 T25 Torx. So when they are out of the way we could just push this down, and we have access to the firewall where the vacuum lines should go through to the engine bay. And in the engine bay you have a couple of alternatives, I should say. Some instructions say that you should mount it at the fuel pressure regulator down here on this line right here. I highly don't recommend that, because if something is leaking you will not get fuel enough. So, and if you don't get fuel enough, there might be a chance that you blow your engine or something like that. So not the best way. So we're just gonna use like this. vacuum line that goes from the blow-off valve, and just tap it in right here. And this is also a really good moment to go over all the vacuum lines, so you have new vacuum lines everywhere. It's super important. The car will not perform at its max if the vacuum lines are not fresh and fully like 100%. So I really highly recommend you change all the vacuum lines when you do the installation of the Boostgauge. It's super important. So let's start. We will start inside the car, remove some panels, and yeah, we're gonna take this apart as well. The A-pillar, and this is pretty easy. It's just to reach in and pull it out like that. It's hard to do with one hand, but we are going to remove both of them, because when you sit right here in the cockpit, because this is an airplane, right? When you have like these light colors on the A-pillars, it's quite annoying. So we are going to paint them black today, which gives a really nice look when you sit inside the car. Then you have black on the sides, and it's not disturbing for the eye at all. So all the focus is on the road. So you will see what I mean when we are done. It's really nice. So I want this to sit as flush as possible, so you can see I made a cut right here, so I can mount it as low as possible to the dash. So the primary vision or the sight will be right here, so I don't cover too much. I don't want it to be like annoying. So I think we'll place them something like right there. Gonna mark this up. So I made marking where I want to put the holder. So I measured this in and just draw a little bit with a pen in here, so I know where to cut, because there needs to be a hole in the back so we can get the wiring and the vacuum lines. So when you have marked up where the hole should be, you also need to see that it doesn't interfere, so you don't cut away these that snap in, so it will sit in place. And it's a good thing to like grind out this a little bit as well. Now we're gonna cut a pretty big hole right here, but grind away this, because this could interfere with the vacuum line, and you want it to have like free flow all the way, so it doesn't like get squished. Okay, so now this will be a little bit like those cooking shows where they show the ingredients and then everything is done. But this is so hard to film in like all these tight places, so I'm just gonna show you what has been done and how it has been done, so you can copy and do the same. So let's start with the vacuum hose. It goes right here through the firewall. You can see it right there. Behind this, right here. So you just poke a hole so you can stick it through, so it doesn't leak anywhere on the side of it, but it goes through. And don't hit the cables that going through the firewall, so be a little bit careful. But just poke a hole in this seal and stick it through. Then make it go up here so it doesn't interfere with the clutch. And then up through in here and up to the A-pillar, so you get the hose coming up right here, so we can install it. And on the other side, it will be a little bit hard to see, but it comes up this way. When you poke it through, you will see where it sticks up. So mine I have routed right here. Pretty stealth looking. And it's attached right here with the T-coupling. So from the blow-off valve and to the solenoid, it's on the way there. This works really good. And the hard part and the little scary part about this is like not high voltage at all, but you need some power for it to lit up. So what I have done is used one, if you can see inside here, right here is a perfect grounding point. So I have just used one of these that you just clamp on to the cable, put it on top, and then just put on the original screw again, so you get a perfect grounding point. And for the power supply, there are a ton of options you can go with. If you find a cable on the instrument panel that works together with this, like, so you can adjust the lighting, that's really good. I'm not that advanced at electricity, so I just found a cable that got power when the ignition was on, and that's perfectly fine. So I took the power right here, and then I took the cables up through the same hole right here, so I got one of each connected to the boost gauge. So now I'm just gonna install this back together with the A-pillar that has dried up right now, looking pretty okay. So I'm debating a little bit back and forth if I should go with the top spot or the lower spot, but I think I will go with the lower spot because I want the vacuum lines or the vacuum hose to go as short as possible. So let's install it back, see if everything works, and maybe take the car for a little spin so we see the boost gauge in action. I really love the black A-pillars. You can see how more stealth it looks, and when you spray it you would imagine it would get like really hard, but actually it's not too much of a difference from the original. So I would really love to have the roof liner black as well, but this is a good start. Makes it more comfortable, and I really like the lighting on this one, since it's like a little halogen bulb, very much like the OEM look on the panel, so it matches kind of this lighting right here. And I know that the wideband lambda gauge is going to be digital and a lot of flashing lights and stuff. I'm not really fond of it, but it's good to keep control of it. And you can see the installment is just super flush. It's like a millimeter from the dash, which I like. So when you sit and drive you have like really good visibility still, even if you have the gauges. Okay, so we have just been to the gas station, filled her up with some E85. So now we're gonna drive for a bit and let the car adapt. So we have driven a short little while, and 80-85 came to 184. That means 18.4% E85 in the tank, which is not the correct reading. It should be a lot higher. During winter time they add regular octane fuel into the E85 mix, so at winter time the E85 is actually E75, so they add 10% in, more than usual. So I think it should be like at least 40-50. So right now the car is warm and has some engine temperature. I don't know, there is a lot of things that could affect this result. For example, the cams, they are a little bit retarded as of right now with the B202 cams. So with the correct timing on those there will be a difference. And I think I need to change the spark plugs, because these spark plugs that I'm running right now was the one that was in when the car was pushing oil past the piston rings. So that might be an issue as well. But the car idles quite well, but we will pull the fuse and start driving again and see if we get another reading. So we will do a new startup and start driving directly. such an insane machine. This is so sick. Of course the roads is cold and wet, but this is a 4th gear pull. So that's it for this video, guys. The drive was just too much fun, so I just forgot that we did an installing video of a boost gauge. But anyways, the boost gauge seems to work and the car drives kind of good. There are some tweaks that we still need to do, but with E85 and the B202 cams it came out pretty nice. So I'm gonna upgrade injectors and fuel pump in the future. And we have some other things to do as well. The spark plugs, as I said, might be an easy fix. It's not 100%. The second time it adapted, we got 23%, which is a little bit better, but still not there yet. So we need to tweak it a little bit, but this drive was so much fun. And as I said in the beginning, I want to give something back. So no matter where you are in the world, I'm gonna give away the exact same boost gauge that I installed in my car. So I'm gonna ship it out to you no matter what, no matter where you are. If you're in China, USA, UK, wherever. So the only thing you need to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel, which you probably already are. And you need to follow me on Instagram, because that's the place where I'm announcing the winner. And to enter the contest, you just type boost in the comment section and you have entered the contest. So I'm wishing you all the luck on winning the boost gauge. I will send some couplings and stuff so you can install this by yourself. The only thing you need to complement is the A-pillar or the dashboard mount. And you can use this video as a reference if you don't know how to install it. So in the future video I hope to be able to do more of these type of giveaways, because I love giving back if I have the possibility to do so. So thanks for watching this video and stay tuned for the next one. Bye!